Jerry?
Just
David, you have to
Dave,
tell
honey.
David, tell him.
I know why we have satellite disruption.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest satellite discoveries.
They represent cars inside packed hospital parking lots 3 months before the Chinese government announced the spread of COVID-19.
It's a little fuzzy, but I'd say that's a shark.
It looks like Madagascar is bleeding.
For this list, we're looking at unnerving images that have appeared in satellite imagery and maps. Some of these sites were already known, but look particularly creepy from above. We'll be excluding creative art installations that were specifically meant for aerial viewing. Can you think of any other creepy satellite images? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Number 10. The Gobi Desert Structure. In late 2011, a weird structure was discovered via Google Maps in China's Gobi Desert.
The grid is big. It's a mile long and a half a mile across. The white lines that contrast sharply with black desert rock are as wide as multi-lane freeways.
The structure looked like little more than white scribbles in the dust, without any form of order or pattern. Media outlets were quick to put out theories, with guesses ranging from street maps to some form of alien communication.
Extraterrestrial life. You're right, Jerry. The people are gonna love it.
The most plausible explanation, however, is far more grounded. Well, as grounded as space can be. A technician working at the Mars spaceflight facility named Jonathan Hill claims that the massive lines are used to calibrate spy satellites. By focusing on the grid and its pattern, the satellites can properly orient themselves while in orbit.
They'll look down and say, okay, this is what it looks like, this is what it should look like, we're going another pass around the Earth, and they line their satellite up to know what they're actually spying on.
This video is brought to you by the new Motorola Razr. The flippable, pocketable icon is back, and this time it's 5G ready. Discover more at the link in the description. Number 9. Sandy Island. We all love a good ghost story.
What the hell is going on?
So, how about one involving a ghost island? An island roughly the size of Manhattan near New Caledonia has been included on nautical charts since the 19th century and even appeared on Google Earth as a smudgy black pixel. However, Australian scientists studying plate tectonics traversed the area in 2012 and discovered that the island didn't exist.
It's completely possible that it was a human error in digitizing these maps at some stage, and it's just entered the databases once.
It's likely that the island never existed in the first place and was just a giant pumice raft observed in the late 19th century. As Dr. Maria Seaton of the University of Sydney declares, quote, "During the conversion from hard copy charts to digital formats, the Sandy Island error was entrenched." Number 8. Desert Lips. Located near the village of Arawala in Sudan is what appears to be a giant pair of lips embedded in the desert floor. Discovered on Google Maps, the lips make for an unsettling image. They've spawned numerous conspiracy theories, many of which were made in jest. Some think it's a UFO, while a more outlandish theory claims that it houses a black hole. As long as the Earth's mouth stays closed, we're safe. Of course, it could also just be a unique hill formation composed of raised sand and a row of trees, but that would just be boring.
Meeting in the middle of the desert always made me nervous. It's a scary place.
Number 7. Trementina Base. As weird as Scientology is, we must admit they have a flair for the dramatic.
When you drive past an accident, it's not like anyone else. As you drive past, you know you have to do something about it because you know you're the only one that can really help.
In 2005, aerial photographs showed unique signs in the desert of New Mexico. The signs are composed of 2 diamonds within overlapping circles. Seen from satellites, they look even weirder. This was identified as the symbol of the Church of Spiritual Technology, the nonprofit that owns the collective works of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. The desert site, known as Trementina Base, is used to house the original Scientology texts. The writings and recordings are reportedly entombed within titanium caskets buried within the site's underground vaults. And the symbols? According to BBC Panorama reporter John Sweeney, they're to help returning Scientologists find Hubbard's work from space after a future Armageddon. Number 6. Secret Military Base. For this entry, we return to the deserts of China. An ex-CIA analyst found structures near Kashgar and went to Wired.com to report his findings. Speculation immediately ballooned, with many assuming that the structures were part of a secret military installation. But turns out it's not a military installation or even a secret. According to technologist Stephen Gaines, it's an up-and-coming industrial complex composed of factories and warehouses. Not only had China openly announced its plans to build there, but numerous construction vehicles can also be spotted in the satellite images. Way to ruin our suspicions that this was China's Area 51.
Oh, look at this. Anti-gravity.
This is huge. I knew it. Oh my God, I knew I wasn't crazy.
Number 5. Shipwreck. There's something inexplicably unsettling about looking at a shipwreck on Google Earth. Maybe it's the unnatural aspect of it, seeing man-made product in the middle of a gorgeous reef. A Bolivian cargo ferry named the SS Hassim ran aground and sank in the Wingate Reef of the Red Sea, located just to the east of Port Sudan. Satellite images showed the massive white ship lying on its side in the middle of the blue-green reef, making for quite a shocking and weirdly creepy image. Unfortunately, that striking image can no longer be found on Google Earth, as the ship now appears as little more than a blurry brown blob. Number 4. Abandoned missile launch sites. Proposed by Bell Laboratories in 1945, Project Nike outfitted various sites with anti-aircraft missiles called Nike Ajax. While most of these missile sites were eventually abandoned and converted, some evidence of their existence remains in cities across America. These include Bay in Anchorage, which has since been overtaken by nature, LA-43 in White Point Park, HM-69 in Everglades National Park, and C-32 in Porter, Indiana, which is now surrounded by a subdivision. They look like little more than barren parking lots now, but it's interesting and a little creepy knowing what was once housed there. Number 3. The Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Have you ever wondered what the military does with all its decommissioned aircraft? Your answer lies in the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, located in southeast Tucson. Found within the base is the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group, or more simply, the Boneyard.
Before I started working here, I knew the same thing everyone else knew, that the Boneyard was a place that airplanes came to die.
This location houses all of the U.S. government's out-of-service aircraft and ballistic missiles, resulting in rows upon rows upon rows of military vehicles, roughly 4,000. It's quite a sight indeed.
I'd always thought it was just another modern myth. It's not.
The location was chosen for its lack of humidity, which prevents corrosion. The Boneyard has been featured in numerous pieces of pop culture, including the music video for Tom Petty's Learning to Fly. Number 2. Iraq's Lake of Blood.
Is it blood? You know, I wish I could tell you.
Never seen that before.
Located in the northeast of Baghdad is a mysterious body of water with a distinct blood red color. It's known as Lago Vermelho, and the source of the color remains a mystery. Numerous conspiracy theories have been put forth, like blood from a nearby slaughterhouse, but the likeliest explanation is either kelp blooms, salt, or bacteria turning the water red. It may also be an optical illusion from the satellite imagery itself.
If this is a lake of blood, is it the result of mass slaughter on a terrifying scale? The satellite image indicates that Blood Lake is 500 feet wide and more than a half-mile long.
Many Google reviews report that the water is not actually red, even though it appears as such on Google Maps and Google Earth. Some report that it was, quote, cleaned, and others simply state that it's, quote, not red, without further explanation. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Prehistoric wheels. Geometric shapes found in Jordan's Ezrock Oasis could be 8,500 years old. Mountain Peak. The peak of Kangtega in Nepal has been blacked out. The Badlands Guardian. A geomorphological feature resembling a human head.
This is an amazing structure. You look at it, you're certain it's been created by man. The dimensions, the detail, they're exquisite.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. A pentagram. Conspiracy theorists were delighted to find a pentagram etched into the grounds of rural Kazakhstan. Located on the southern shore of the Upper Tabul Reservoir, the creepy pentagram astounded conspiracy theorists and Google Earth lovers alike. It's located near the city of Lysakovsk and can now be found on Google under the name Lysakovsk Pentagram. An archaeologist who works in the area named Emma Usmanova told Live Science that the pentagram is just, quote, the outline of a park made in the form of a star, as stars were popular figures in the Soviet Union, to which Kazakhstan once belonged. Sorry everyone, no devil worshipping here. Just a boring old park. Allegedly.
No, it is not a joke.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.